Hello, everyone. Today I wanted to talk about a series that used to be my absolute favorite but has unfortunately, gone down the gutter nowadays. And that series of games is Halo. Everyone knows how good Halo used to be, especially when Bungie was in control of it, and how everything unfortunately got ruined when a certain studio took over. But before we talk about that, I would like to talk to you guys about how my experience was with the game. So, my very first Halo game was either Halo Reach or Halo 3. I did not get to play the first two Halo games. So, I may have a lot of bias with the with the third Halo game and Reach because obviously I played those games first, so I'm gonna, obviously view them in a very positive light. I'm not saying that the other games are bad at all, it's just that nostalgia is one hell of a drug, am I right? Anyway, so yeah, I played the games completely out of order, but I eventually got Halo the Master Chief Collection, and honestly, a part of me kind of really wished that all of the Halo games were separate so you could buy them separately instead of having to launch it in that god awful launcher. Like, I wasn't there when the launcher first came out, alright? I don't know how god awful that launcher actually was at the very start of its life. But I have heard from a lot of people that it just wasn't very good. But at the end of the day, I did eventually get to play the first and second Halo games. I also got to play Halo 4. Now, I don't remember if I played Halo 4 on the Master Chief Collection or I played it on the Xbox, but either way, I can definitely tell that something was a bit up with that game. The first and second and third game, especially ODST and Reach, I loved all of those games. There was just something about them, man. Something so fun about them, and especially when you play with a friend. But let's be honest here, you can make any game fun when you play with a friend, so let's not bring up that older, well, not excuse, but that point. But yeah, Halo 4. I honestly, I didn't mind certain parts of the game, right? There were some cool moments with it, but the story and just the fact that the game practically forces you to use the Promethean weapons. I think that's correct. I'll just say Forerunner. The fact that there's just moments in the game where if you accidentally, die and you lose your weapons, you're now forced to use those god awful Forerunner ones. Like, there is a few good Forerunner ones, but most of the time you only pick up the terrible ones, so now you have to go through the entire freaking game with them. I absolutely despised it. So whenever I saw some Covenant, sorry, I was super happy because I was like, oh, finally, some much better weapons. So yeah, I just didn't like the fact that they basically wanted you to use those weapons even though they weren't that very good. And obviously, the story, in my humble opinion, was a bit mid. Only if I knew that it wasn't actually Bungie who did it. Like, if Bungie did it, I would be questioning them really hard. I would be like, what on earth are you doing? But it does kind of make me curious, you know. It does make me wonder, right? Like, if Bungie still wanted to keep going with the Halo series after Halo 3, it makes me wonder where the story would have gone, what they would have actually done with it, right? It really does make you wonder, like, who knows what kind of story we could have gotten out of it. I bet it would have been really good too, but no, instead we got 343's idea of where the story could have gone. And let's just say it didn't end well. Like, a lot of people say that Halo Infinite was their way of apologizing, but in my eyes, it's a little bit too late for that. You basically kind of destroyed everything that we liked about the original series and so much more. Like, every character just feels like they were, ruined in some way. I guess Chief was a little bit consistent, but that's just how I feel about it. Anyway, I've rambled on a little bit too long about Halo 4. You may be asking me if I played Halo 5, and I will tell you that I did not. I did not play that game, simply because I heard a lot of other people saying that that game was absolutely hot fire garbage, and I was like, really? So I went on YouTube and watched a walkthrough or speedrun, whatever. I watched a video about Halo 5 and I was like, oh god, what have they done? That's absolutely disastrous. So yeah, I'm glad I didn't get it, but there is a part of me now that still does want to experience that game even if it is really bad, because, I just wanted to experience it and, judge it for myself instead of listening to what everyone else said about it, but I kind of can't because Halo 5 isn't in the Master Chief Collection and you can't even get it on Steam, I'm pretty sure. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't get it, but if I'm wrong about that, do correct me. Maybe I'll play it with a friend whenever I can, but yeah. From what I can tell, Halo 5 was just not very good. Like, a lot of people feel like what they originally wanted to do with that story was like thrown out the window and replaced or something. I don't really remember it, but yeah, it's just bad stuff. But enough about Halo 4 and 5, it's about time for me to actually talk about the first game. So, Halo 1, Combat Evolved. I played it on the anniversary graphics settings, not the original one. I don't think that really changes too much about it, but if it does, again, do let me know, and I'll play it again on the original graphics instead of the enhanced ones. But I thoroughly enjoyed that game. I really did. It was just a great way to introduce that series, and it also explains the whole purpose behind Reach, right? Because Halo Reach is actually a prequel to Combat Evolved. Like, it explains that entire situation. So when I first got to play Halo 1, I was like, oh, that's why all of that stuff happened. And, it made me appreciate the first game even more. And it also made me appreciate Halo Reach even more than I did before. Sorry, am I glazing Reach a little bit too much? I know not everyone enjoyed that game, so yeah, I'll try to shut up about it. It's just, like I said, nostalgia is one hell of a drug. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the first game, and I hopped on the second one with my friend. Well, I actually played the first Halo with my friend too. I played all of them with my friend, to be honest. I don't remember about if I played them with ODST, but yeah. I played them in the order that the Master Chief Collection says that you should do. Apparently, that's the official timeline of events. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I played them through that order and I did not regret doing it in the slightest because it filled me with a lot of details about what happened and it made me appreciate how all of these games, well, maybe except for, it made me appreciate how all of those games connected together to one another. And also the fact that all of the games have this one weapon that you can't get in the other one, and it really upsets me because I'm just like, no, my favorite weapon! I didn't get to use you again. Oh well. But yeah, I enjoyed Halo 2. That was fantastic as well. Honestly, all of these games have a lot of pros and a lot of cons too. The thing that I hated fighting the most was the Flood, but I suppose that's the point. That's the point of the Flood. It's to show you how much of a freaking menace they are. So, yeah, I understand why they made them so freaking hard, but good lord, do I never want to fight those things ever again. Oh man. So yeah, I enjoyed those games. I'm playing Halo 3 and Reach again. Oh man, it felt like going back in time to my childhood. Absolutely phenomenal. And then of course I got to Halo 4 and then all of that excitement immediately died. But that's just how it is. That's just how it is. So yeah, I wanted to apologize how rambly this video is coming off. I just prefer to, talk off my chest rather than actually reading from any scripts. Gives me a little bit more time to actually talk about what I wanted to talk about. And maybe there's some things in the script that I wanted to say but just didn't write in at the time because it only popped up later and I just didn't want to, rewrite the entire thing all over again. So yeah. Anyway, I think that's enough for me blabbling on about Halo and all of its games. I want to know what you guys think about Halo in the comments below. Until then, I'll see you next time.